Hi folks, welcome to another edition of our Whiskey Shorts. My name is Michael Carr and I am the brand ambassador for Pierce Whiskey here in Ireland. Welcome to St James's, our distillery here in Dublin. As you can hear, we're working away in the background. We've never stopped distilling during this crisis, but for me it's absolutely fabulous to be able to come back in here. We're setting up, we're getting ready to reopen, and when it's completely safe to do so, we will be open. But we're not going to talk about our distillery here in Dublin today because it's July, and to celebrate Independence Day, over the next few weeks, we're going to talk to you about our sister distillery in Lexington, in Kentucky. We're going to talk about the whiskies they produce. When Dr. Lyons initially opened this distillery in Lexington, he wanted to do something a little bit different to what was happening in Kentucky at the time. So instead of using column stills or hybrid stills like our still behind us, which is from Vendome in Kentucky, he decided to source his stills in Scotland. And instead of producing bourbon and rye straight away, he produced single malt. And that was the first single malt produced in Kentucky since 1919, since before Prohibition. And that's the whiskey we're going to talk about today. So the whiskey is called Pierce Lyons Reserve. You'll see it on your shelves in all good whiskey bars in Ireland. In the States, it's been rebranded as Town Branch Single Malt. And that's because our spirits from Lexington Brewing and Distilling Company are called Town Branch. So we have Town Branch Bourbon, you'll see it here behind us. We have Town Branch Rye, and of course we have our brewery over there, which has our Kentucky Bourbon Barrel Ale, which is absolutely fabulous. So we're going to have a little nose of this whiskey now. I'm just going to pour some. There we go. It's fabulous. We're mashing in behind us, and I'm getting all those lovely malty smells. But oh wow! So in here we have a big, rich vanilla coming through from our Kentucky bourbon barrels. Oh, fabulous! And then behind it there's a sweetness, a molasses sweetness, and almost a creme brulee, which comes from our Kentucky bourbon barrel, ale barrel. So we take our bourbon, we put it in our barrels, we mature our bourbon. Then once those barrels have been used, we stick some of our fabulous red ale into those barrels. They're put into a refrigerated storage and they're kept for a period of time. And then the bourbon barrel ale is bottled, and we take those barrels and we put our single malt in it. We also put our Pierce 7-year-old in those barrels as well here in Ireland. So those barrels get plenty of use. Fabulous. Let's have a little taste. A hit of spice right at the back of the tongue. Then we have these layers of vanilla. Molasses comes back in again. I get hints. Oh, there's spice coming through there. A little bit of citrus, maybe lime. And then big round russet apple. And that's spice there. Nutmeg. Almost like an Irish coffee with that big, rich vanilla flavors. So guys, thank you very much. Tune in next week. We're going to have another whiskey short, and we're going to talk about one of our other whiskies, or maybe even our Kentucky Bourbon Barrel Ale. So check that out. Thank you very much.